England-based boost for Jamaica, but no Ravel Morrison. JFF, the fan base needs an explanation because we no want get darky no, darky no. Think twice before you do something. You might regret it. This is a quote that points directly into the direction of the Jamaica Football Federation because the 60 men's preliminary squad has been drafted and there has been some key names listed, but no Ravel Morrison. And that is something that doesn't sit well with myself as a Jamaican fan and certainly those in the fan base. Greetings and welcome to another episode on Premier 7, everyone. I am your host, Ryan Nelson. I know that you are not doing well because if we're not seeing a player that we believe have what it takes to elevate our team at this stage, then should we forget or to say, put it aside then that he will not be playing in the World Cup qualifiers? We cannot look to write off a Ravel Morrison. And in that case, people, the topic of importance is England-based boost for Jamaica, but no Ravel Morrison. Fans call out JFF madness. Is it really madness? I will be diving into the details, but before I do so, this video was pulled from a poll that I have done with the question of importance that states, what do you think is the reason Ravel Morrison was left out of Jamaica's 60-man Gold Cup provisional squad? 38 voters so far, with 58% saying selection bias of overlooked. That is the main thing, Other portion says lack of recent club activity, 24%, tactical reasons or coach preference, 13%, and 5% saying injury or fitness concern. So we can eliminate the last one. So far, one like. So, JFF, I want to talk about you guys. And let it be known, that Premier 7 has never been and should and will never be the platform that will disrespect anyone. Only if I am disrespected. And, I somewhat may lose it. But then again, people, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, then you know what to do. So I want to just say that there are some names that I have seen being revealed, and one of which that we were longing for was a Lewis Baker. His name is in the provisional squad. And in that case, a lot of us, or I was of the expectations that the fan base would be saying, yes, man, long term, we get Lewis Baker. But we even get Tyreece Campbell from Charlton in the squad as well. The Malik Mothersille of this world. And those players would have elevated Jamaica based on the fact that, they have their experiences, but still no Ravel Morrison. And in that case, just for proof of the facts, I am going to share the news that was dropped in the Gleaner. All right? In the Gleaner. So you're seeing there the face of the man himself, Lewis Baker. And it's what I've said earlier out. As a fan of Jamaica, I was expecting the fan base to say, yes, man, Lewis Baker, they are now. But Ravel Morrison. So the topic is JFF imports excited new talents to Reggae Boyz squad ahead of Gold Cup. Fresh faces. Several new names have surfaced in the Jamaica Football Federation JFF preliminary 60-man squad for the Concacaf Gold Cup this summer. In line with Concacaf protocols, all teams participating in the Gold Cup are required to submit a 60-man squad list from which the final roster of 26 players can be selected. So if 26 will be selected and there's no Ravel Morrison, what will happen? And the thing is, provisional squad can be changed, right? But we're not certain if it will. So while Jamaica's preliminary squad contains the expected names of several long-standing players, there were also key new faces to the nationals pool. All right, so Lewis Baker, as you would have seen as a main pitcher, Demetri Mitchell, he was an academy player at Manchester United, so I would say then that he was selected then by Coach McLaren, based on my own perception. And I mentioned Malik Mothersille and Tyreece Campbell, but there are others as well. So from the news that I have just discussed or put across, I know that it is a good look. You know it is a good look because we're getting players before the Concacaf Gold Cup kicks off in the summer and before World Cup qualifiers that follows afterwards. So to let you know, the Concacaf Gold Cup will begin on the 15th of June 2025 this year to July the 7th, same year. And then we will do the other games afterwards, World Cup qualifiers, and you know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, Ravel Morrison, what is happening? He's not injured based on the recent checks, the recent news, the recent interactions. So JFF, come on, we need an explanation, man. So that's like a big snub. And JFF, this to me doesn't make any sense to leave out Ravel Morrison out of a 60-man provisional squad. Not to say a 26, but a 60. And I mean, this man, he have his past. All persons have a past, but his past was obvious. But the skill set and the talent is always there. I mean, this guy has been playing in a league that, oh yes, it is not top priority league, but he's getting himself into the groove. And to me, when you just do not choose a player like that, then is it a case of sabotage? And the fans, like myself, wants to know what is happening. And in that case, of course, fans have had enough. It was the same thing with Jonathan Russell. I think he was in the 60-man squad, which is good, finally. And I have seen glimpses of Ravel Morrison before, and he looks good in the squad. And I'm not talking about just clips, because clips are edited, and it shows in the good parts. And sometimes you have to look on the bad parts of how players are performing. But Ravel Morrison is a decent player. Same way. He's not old. He shows not hang up. He still can play some football. So where's the respect for a talent like Ravel Morrison? And what exactly, JFF, what exactly is happening with this player? Is there a vision, or are we just chasing names from England every window, or the names that we show now, will it just be the final thing as well? What is the system? What is the main goal? What is the priority? JFF, we need an answer, man. What's the plan? Who is making the calls? And I can understand that some things has to stay confidential because of business, and I respect that. But the fans aren't. We're not blind, We're not blind, and I mean, some persons will disagree that Ravel Morrison is off the pace and is not the best option or is not good enough for the squad. That's your decision. That's your opinion, and I always try to listen to person's opinion, even when it's stupid, or even when mine is stupid. I would love for someone to listen to what I'm saying as well. So the same thing goes there and there. All right. So if Ravel Morrison is not in the squad, why? Is it a case that he should just then forget about getting a chance to Jamaica, stop communicating with us, find his way away from the club, and no one can call him? I mean, this guy have feelings. And a typical example, Garnacho, who played almost, if not all games for Manchester United in the Europa League, and they lost. He was benched. And Mason Mount started. English is right. I mean, players can have their issues, and sometimes the coaches may have their flaws, and sometimes the coaches make the right decision. But Ravel Morrison thing, no, I cannot understand. It has been a very long time. And I just would love for JFF to tell us something. Sometimes when things are going downhill, we should hear what is taking place. Come and say something, man. But what could be the possible reason why he's not selected? It is not fitness to me. It is not based on talent. I think maybe it's a personal thing. It is a personal thing, I believe, and maybe it's internal. What the players, maybe the captain, maybe talking to him and the other players of the squad, maybe talking to him and he may not want to hear because, when some persons are on a different level, you can't talk to them. Yes, that could be the case, and that's what I am thinking about right now. Even though you have the talent, it's a team sports. Even though you're one of the best, it is a team sports. The game is not played by one person, but the game can be built around a player. But on a whole, it takes a collective effort to get the right things done. So for me personally, it can be an internal issue that has been happening over the years, and they may say, what, to go forward we don't need a Ravel Morrison because of not the talent, not the quality, but because of the attitude, which could be the obvious reasons that we may not be seeing. So we want to hear what is happening though. Something that will not cause any problem, but just to clear the air. So people, what is there to say on the topic? England-based boost for Jamaica, but no Ravel Morrison. Fans calling out JFF madness. What do you think, people? Because I have done my part as usual, or when I can. I want to know what is taking place with Ravel Morrison. So people, I want to hear your say in the comment section. And please don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share the contents to Premier 7 because I am looking to go forward and forward and forward. Not backwards, but forward. Right, Amorim? Right, Sir Jim Ratcliffe? I support Manchester United. And can you imagine how bad that is? And now supporting Jamaica, whereas the same thing is somewhat happening? To play football and to watch the game as well and support, you have to have a strong mind and a good heart. Or a strong heart as well. But, people, I will not hesitate and stay along, girl, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Take care, goodbye, until we meet again.